What is the most money that disappeared out of your hands, folks?
Like
Second
lost,
question.
Pat? Lost.
Have you ever overpaid on a check, and by how much? Okay, because here's what the Pentagon accountant just did. Somebody needs to fire the Pentagon accountant. Pentagon accounting error provides an extra $6.2 billion for Ukraine military aid. This is an ABC story. Okay, this is an ABC story. So let's see what ABC has to say
just a couple
about this small little mistake. I mean, it's just two professional teams.
It's a clerical error, guys. It's a clerical error.
Here we go. Pentagon has admitted to a $6.2 billion accounting error in the value of weapons. By the way, do you have the video, Rob, of the lady saying it the way she just said it very casually?
I love it.
Sent to Ukraine over the past 2 years. The mistake was due to using replacement costs instead of book value. The surplus will be used for future security packages. The surplus funds will be utilized to support Ukraine in its counteroffensive against Russia. Ukraine air defenses successfully down 32 out of 35 Russian drones. The U.S. has provided less than $34 billion in aid to Ukraine, contrary to previous estimates of $40 billion. President Biden has pledged ongoing support, but concerns about costs and duration of the conflict persist. The accounting mistake will not impact aid delivery. Here's a lady if you want to play this clip.
Wow.
Following up from some announcements earlier this year, during the department's regular oversight of our execution of Presidential Drawdown Authority for Ukraine, we discovered inconsistencies in equipment valuation for Ukraine. In a significant number of cases, services used replacement costs rather than net book value, thereby overestimating the value of the equipment drawn down from U.S. stocks and provided to Ukraine. Once we discovered this misvaluation, the comptroller reissued guidance on March 31st, clarifying how to value equipment in line with the financial management regulation and DoD policy to ensure we use the most accurate of accounting methods. We have confirmed that for FY23, the final calculation is $3.6 billion, and for FY22, it is $2.6 billion, for a combined total of $6.2 billion. These valuation errors in no way limit or restricted the size of any of our PDAs or impacted the provision of support to Ukraine. And while the DoD retains the authority to utilize the recaptured PDA, this has no bearing on appropriated USAI or Ukraine PDA replenishment funding approved by Congress.
Tom, and then people wonder why we are so much in debt. We don't even know how to.
For those of you day traders, pick up an index on defense contractors because $6.2 billion is heading out the door to buy more stuff going to the Ukraine.
Yeah, that's insane, man. That is how do they make a blunder like that? How do you mess that up?
I was in first grade, and they told me, always carry the one.
That is ridiculous. Like, come on. $6.2 billion.
Don't be so hard on those guys. It's a mistake. People make mistakes like that, and they overpay on their bill.
Right.
That's a pretty big couch to have $6.2 billion hiding in the couch cushions.
I mean, listen, it's going for a good cause. We're going to give it to them in the future anyways.
Yeah, so we might as well.
Listen, let's not judge perfection from our government employees. Let's only expect perfection from us.
Yeah, you're
if
right.
we make mistakes like that,
I apologize.
We could get fired and go to jail. But if you make mistakes like that, the government should get a promotion. You should recognize this type of behavior for people to want to make those mistakes.
I apologize.
Oh, man.
I don't know. I just think it's it's
lawyers, guns, and money. Q warns Yvonne.
I'm actually happy that this happened.
Why?
For two reasons. Number one, so we can talk about stuff like this. It's like, hold on, this is what's happening, guys. All right, question. I've said vocally, I think we should have some involvement in what's going on there, but there should be some limitations to the money aspect of it, okay? And this is just one of those situations where it's like, all right, guys, we support, I get it. Countries just can't invade countries. We can't just sit along the sidelines and say nothing and do nothing. But there does need to be some limitations to how much money we're going to be investing and funding this operation. And here's a situation where we can point to and say, oh, say goodnight to the bad guy. There's the bad guy. All right. What's going on here, guys?
Yeah.
Because, and they'll spin it. They'll say, well, we were actually planning on sending this in 30 days from now. So now, 30 days from now, accounts receivable, we'll just backtrack and we'll just deduct that from the accounting premise. Blah, blah, blah. They'll spin it. But there does need to be some limitations on how much we're spending here. So this is not a freaking Afghanistan situation where we end up giving trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars and having nothing to show for it.
Bro, you know what that $6.2 billion would have done to help Americans? Just to hand out some of that money or help some veterans or help some homeless. $6.2 billion and it's just a whoops. That's all that is a whoops for almost for $6.2 billion, bro. That's embarrassing. And like you said, Adam, nothing's gonna happen. They're just like, hey, at least it's going to a good cause.
Every Thursday, thousands of stray dogs are put to death for $15 a
Cents.
month. Your donation.
But we are living in a time where a number that starts with a B
It's not even
isn't that big of a deal
Whatever.
anymore. Don't
You know
talk to me
something
unless
funny?
it starts
We-
with a
we-
T, homie.
Yeah.
Hey, if you enjoyed this short clip, you want to watch the whole thing, click over here. But if you want to make 2023 the beginning of the greatest years of your life, I host a conference once a year. It's called the Vault Conference, where 3,000 CEOs, executive, entrepreneurs from around the world come together to strategize for 3.5 days. This year it's going to be at Miami Diplomat Resort. And the speakers this year is going to be Tom Brady. He'll be there. I'll be interviewing him. Mike Tyson, Will Guidara, the guy that ran 11 Madison in New York. If you run a business, if you're a CEO, entrepreneur, and executive, this is not an event you want to miss out on. Get yourself, your spouse, your business partner, your running mates registered, and I look forward to seeing you there. Click on the link here or see the link in the description, and I hope to spend 3.5 days with you in Miami in August and September. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.